Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are you? I am doing fantastic. Thank you for asking. Yeah. How are you doing, people? It is on Sunday, 21st of June. It's been quite a week. Yeah. And odd, not odd, but I've been sick a little bit, but I'm alright now. Yeah, so I've been taking these meds that are just messing with my mornings. Wake up with headaches almost every morning, but now it's getting better. Yeah. So yeah, there's that, and then it's been quite a week, but I'm all right. I hope you all right too, my people. Thank you for the views, man. I saw the last video went up to that 4 views. So my 34 viewers and 4 subscribers. Thank you, man. I'm so happy, man. So that makes me quite happy, just something, I guess. So it's been one of those weeks where you just go into rabbit holes of things. Yeah, maybe I'll talk next time about the rabbit holes themselves. But it's been a good week. Also, oh, the World Cup is going on, man. It's awesome. I have watched quite a few matches. They like the whole match, but not all of them because of the time. Some of the matches are coming at 3 p.m. No, not 3 p.m. 3 a.m. in the morning, 1 a.m. I can't do that, man. I need my sleep, baby. My goddamn sleep. So I've been watching quite a few. The ones that come at 10, I can do that. 10 to 12, that's fine. But later than that, nah, not doing that. It's been fun. Oh, and the Scottish fans, my man. Jesus. Those guys really, really know how to appreciate a team, huh? And party. I think, how we've always like try to bring the world together. I think we should just sports is the way, man. Have you seen the way those guys just miss each other with other people from other countries, and within one beer they're best of friends. And people accept differences of each other. It's just cool to see, man. Well, the World Cup is a unifying factor. You know, we don't care who you are, we don't care where you're from. We just care that you play good ball. And also, the smaller teams are annoying, man. Jesus. As a normal human being, you're always rooting for the underdog. Yeah, that's always the case. Even in movies, they capitalize on that. We always, when you see two dudes fighting, yeah, one big dude and one smaller dude, you're always rooting for the smaller dude. That's just natural for you to root for the underdog. But at the same time, in your head, they're gonna get fucked. They're gonna get messed up. But you root for the underdog. And the smaller teams, they are the underdog, but they are playing shitty ball, man. When it comes to defending, they are playing as a team, yeah. But when it comes to striking, they are playing as individuals, yeah. They don't do through passes in the box. And big teams, they play as a team all through. When they are defending, they're defending together as a team. When they are striking, they're striking. That's why they are getting so many goals. But these smaller teams, man, was it Cape Verde? When they drew with Spain, oh, that annoyed me. They get chances, and instead of passing the ball around, building the game up to lead the goal, they just strikes. Oh my god. And thing is, striking from distance like that, they go over the bar, sometimes directly to the keeper. It is just annoying, man. She builds and cut a little pass and bam. You find your man, boom. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the little teams, they're hard to root for, man. They're hard to love. Yeah, but we wish them all the luck in the world, man. It's been cool. But I wish they just play together like that. You build the game up. You have the ball, yeah. Find another player, pass it to him, and maybe he does something. Instead of just let me go for glory. Nah, it's a team sport, man. It's a team sport. You fail, we all fail. You succeed, we all succeed, man. But yeah, I think we should unite the world with sports. See, even the way people come together for Olympics, yeah, just excellence is the key. So yeah, I think the world leaders should take a note of that. Yeah, just unite the world through sports. Sports is also right now the cycling world right now is on fire. Is oh my god! I've just taken breakfast. My body is still digesting or whatever. So yeah, the cycling world is there's a race called Tour de Suisse. So it's a race from it started in Italy and to finish in Switzerland, and it's 5 days. So today is on Sunday. So today is the last stage, stage 5. So it's from stage 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yesterday was a time trial. Time trial is where you start on your own. Like every cyclist starts alone with like a minute between the cyclist. I think it's a minute. I'm not sure. You start alone. You go as fast as you can to be the fastest around that circuit. Yeah. So yesterday was a time trial. And my main man, Tadej Pogacar won, man. But very narrowly won. Yeah. He won by 0.31 seconds. Whew, that was close. Tadej Pogacar. That guy is a fucking animal, man. He just goes. Before that, I think he won stage 2. Yes, he won stage 2. Stage 3 came number 2, I think. 2 or 3, I'm not sure, but 2 or 3. And then stage 1, I'm not sure. Stage 1, I'm not sure, but I'm sure he was in top 5. He always is. So now today is stage 5. Stage 5 is a hilly climb, so he always excels at climbing. So we expect good things from him. He's a really powerful guy. If you haven't watched cycling, go and look for that guy. Tadej Pogacar. He's something else, man. Is it? Yeah, there's another race he won last year. Is it last year or 2024? I'm not sure. It's called Giro d'Italia. But I don't know. I don't know the specific race. But he went. He attacked. The way cycling is, you start as a group when it's just a normal race. You start as a group all together, yeah, and then almost always there is a group that breaks away from the main group. They become the leaders of the race, so they decide to go ahead, and this is like 190 kilometers, 200 kilometers of racing. So going fast, like the first person to go, does not mean you're going to win. So what happens is you start as a big group, then some cyclists they decide to go earlier, so they go earlier. But now the disadvantage is you're going to spend a lot of energy trying to outrun the main group in the earlier stages, and you might not have enough to finish. Yeah, so they go out, and sometimes they even create like a distance of like 10 minutes apart from the main group. And then the main group in cycling is called the peloton. The peloton, what they do, they take turns at the front. Yeah, when you're in the main group, you have advantages like aerodynamics. You don't have to work as hard to move with the group because the people at the front are taking the wind, and then the wind kind of blows over the whole group. So being in the peloton is advantageous because you would conserve your energy mostly. Yeah. And then at the front of the peloton, they set the pace. If they decide to go for it, the whole group kind of moves with that. So what's been happening is, especially in Olympics, because in Olympics they don't have radio communication. Yeah, you don't know when you're in front. You don't know how far back the other cyclists are. Yeah, and when you're in the main group, you don't know how far ahead the leaders are. So what's been happening is, especially if you watch the men's road race, Rio 2016, oh, that was rough. The leader guys were like 10 minutes ahead, even 12 at some point, I think, if I remember correctly. But that part of the course was mainly flat. Yeah. So, and then now when it came to the climbing part, and the climbing part was the last part of was like the last, let's say 30 kilometers was just climbing. So the climbers who are in the peloton, who had conserved their legs for these more difficult parts, oh my god, no one in the leading group even finished the race. Not even getting a podium, if just finishing. No one in the group, in the leader group, even finished the race. But the guys who had conserved themselves in the peloton, ooh, they just came and rode up that mountain. It was tough. It was tough. Leading the race for like 80% of it, just to lose at the at the finish line. But that is cycling, happens. So my guy Tadej Pogacar, this is a normal race, not Olympics. I think it was Giro d'Italia or one of the Tour de France's, I'm not sure. So what he does is he attacks. Attacking is like going away from the group. He attacks at around 80 kilometers left. And I'm telling you, he went the whole way, the whole 80 kilometers on his own. And to put it into perspective, 80 kilometers is around from Nairobi all the way to almost Naivasha. Yeah. Or Mai Mahiu, somewhere there. Can you imagine that? That is a long way to cycle all alone, taking on the wind. You have no one to match your speed to. It's just you, man. He attacked and went for 80 kilometers alone and won. Not many cyclists can do that, actually. It's very hard. Because if you have a group, if you even like 3 people, you can alternate. The first rider takes like a minute at the front, sets the pace. Then when he can't hold on anymore, the second rider takes the front. Then that first rider drops back to that position, and you keep rotating like that until you get to the end. Now when it's every man for himself and you just go for it. So that thing of going like alone, it's very risky, because you expend a lot of energy, first of all, to create the distance between you and the group. Then now you have to maintain it. So this guy just went for 80 Ks on his own, man. That's amazing. Amazing stuff. He has turned the cycling world into something else, man. It's cool. But man, it's also scary. Like in the women's cycling stuff, I read a story about this Dutch woman. Her name is one of the best, actually. She is a great champion. Her name is Anna Annemiek van Vleuten. Makes me sound very German. Annemiek van Vleuten. So what happened is she crashed hard in Rio 2016. She was in that race, she was fast. Yeah. She was like leading. She was at the leader group in the last stage of the hills. Yeah. She climbs very well, and sorry. Okay. So she climbs very well and she descends very, very fast. So what happened is she is descending like a bullet, like at 80 or 90 kilometers per hour descending, going down the hill. And then she misjudged this corner and she hit the ground hard. Mike, it is terrific to watch. And this is only 11 kilometers left to the finish line. And oh my God, that was hard to watch, man. So she hits, and then when the camera is going past her, she's not even moving, and she hit her head first on the side of the road. Yeah, the side where there is where they paint the road cream and yellow. Yeah. Oh my God, she hit that head first. She wasn't moving. She was contorted in such. It was scary. But then she underwent surgeries and came back, and in 2020 she came second in the women's road race, but and then in the same 2020 Olympics she won another one. It's a time trial. She won the time trial, but whew, it was scary. But when you see stories like that of just athletes overcoming such terrible things happen, such trauma, man, Jesus, just going head first on the side of the road with concrete. Jesus fuck. At 80 k's an hour, man, that is a hard fall. So she came back and won. Yeah, that was a lot of fun to watch. I've become obsessed with this stuff, man. Just the other day, I spent like 4 hours just watching the Rio women's race. Rio 2020 Olympics. No, not Rio. It was in Tokyo. Tokyo 2020 women's race. And that thing I said about, Peloton conserving themselves. Now this time it didn't work. Because this Annemiek van Vleuten was in the peloton, yeah? And she did what the peloton does. She conserved herself. And then at the end, she decided to attack. And she went and she was alone. And she thought she was fast. But in the leader group, there was a woman from, is it Switzerland? I'm not sure what the country she was on. Her name was Anna Kaishofen. Kaishofen, something like that. Sorry. She was in the leader group, the team of riders that decided to go fast. And when the other cyclists dropped off, she didn't. She went alone, man, and she maintained the lead, and she won number one. So now, because there is no race radius, then number two, this Annemiek van Vleuten didn't know she was second. So she reached the finish line and she was celebrating like, oh, I'm number one again, after that horrible crash. But she was number two. But she still won the time trial, which is also amazing. But yeah, cycling is awesome. Right now, Tadej Pogacar is taking over the, what is it called? Tour de Suisse. He won stage 2 and now he has won stage 4, which is the time trial. Now today is stage 5. I also hope he wins too by a big ass margin. So, but there's a lot of competition from strong riders, like another guy from the Netherlands called Mathieu van der Poel. That guy is hot. Whew! He's something to watch out for. So yeah, very, very cool. Yeah. Been going about cycling. That's how you know someone is invested in the sport. Yeah. It's very cool. But it's also horrific at times. Even Tadej Pogacar has had some crashes, but not as bad as Annemiek van Vleuten. There was a race where Tadej was at the front and it was raining. Yeah, so he slid and fell, but this wasn't a hard fall, so he just got on his bike and went on. And the group was so far behind him that they didn't know if there was a fall. If they were close enough to see, some people would have taken advantage of that, but he was so far ahead of everyone No one even knew that he had fallen. Yeah, so that's something. Excellence in sporting, man. It's amazing. And so, as I'm getting older, I'm getting a bit more nostalgic, I think. You know? I don't know. I'm not even old. As I'm saying I'm getting older, I'm only 27 years of age and I'm feeling nostalgic about things. And like music. I love old music. Like music from the old legends who Elvis Presley, Ray Charles, Agatha Franklin, uh what's these other dudes? The one, what a wonderful world, Louis Armstrong. Those dudes, they used to, Michael Bublé, those dudes used to sing their heart out, man. And there was no autotune back in the day. You just had to have talent. You had to have the vocals to do that stuff. It was breathtaking music. You listen to Brown, James Brown. That dude could sing and he was so magnetic on stage too. Just getting the vibe. I don't know whether it is ether. The music back then was so good, or I don't know if it's a true thing. The old soul stuff. Some people say, "Oh, you are an old soul." I don't know about that. I don't know how I feel about that one. But yeah, it's been. I'm feeling a bit more nostalgic. Even recent music, yeah. I've been listening to throwback hits of back in 2010, the 2010s. That was when hip hop and pop just, woof, that was a good time to be alive, man. When Avicii, those other dudes were doing their stuff. Coldplay, Linkin Park, whatever, you know? Those dudes were going at it, man. Music was sweet in the 2010s. So I just find myself, listening to that rather than, today's music. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying, it doesn't hit the same as it did. Which is making me feel like it's just nostalgia, like how you eat some food and it just takes you back to when you were a kid. Yeah, maybe it's just nostalgia making me do that. But the music was good. Speaking of nostalgia, do you guys remember like the holidays back in the day? Oh, there was something else. We were growing up, like I was born in 99, so in the 2000s. Yeah. Oh man. I remember the clothes were very important because you getting new clothes was not something that happens every day, yeah? So clothes were very important, shoes were very important. The the really cocky sunglasses were also a thing. And the clothes were, as a child, the fashion was jean suits. So you find a small ass child with a jean suit, in your jean suit and your coat, and you would never take that coat off even if it got so hot. That was your day to shine. And that was also the only day you wear buttoned shirts, yeah, instead of t-shirts. You wear buttoned shirts. And the shoes, the fashion was for the boys, it was shoes that had lights on them, yeah. Oh, that was pretty cool. Go walk glowing in the dark and you feel like you're on top of the world. And then in the shops we used to have these chewing gums, Big G, and they used to have the stickers of, mostly it was cars, uh, MotoGP racing motorcycles, and footballers. Those three. If you find yourself, and Arsenal was big and Man United was big back then, So you find an Arsenal fan, it was called, they're famous players, yeah. Then you just put that sticker on your forehead, on your cheeks. Oh, and they also had this game in the shops, yeah, where they had a card, and then you'd pick a number. You pay like, I don't know, 1 shilling or five. It was 1 or 5. And then you'd pick a number, and then behind that number there is a balloon. Yeah. So you didn't know which balloon you were picking. So the game was who could get the biggest balloon. And that was so much fun. We used to waste a lot of money doing that, by the way. And we didn't have fireworks. We had to make those of our own. We used to take, what were they called? Are they called capacitors or something? Yeah, capacitors, and then you throw them into a fire and they would burst. Or there were other creatives who used to take matchsticks and take off the lighting part, the black part, and put it on in a stone. You know, the stone has small holes. You put those matchstick black ends in the holes, then you hit it with a nail and it would burst. That was so much fun. My God. Those were the days, man. Those were the damn days. Holidays. And the food before Minjis came and took over the whole scene. Food was chapo and a stew that any Murima person will know. It was meat, cabbages, warus, and carrots cooked together. And my dear Lord, that she was awesome. I, I miss it so much that I just had to make it yesterday, you know? It was so good. Mm? That was the food before Minji became the king of chapos. So it was chapo, the cabbages, meat, warus, and carrots, not grated, chopped. Yeah. Wow, that was the shit. You're walking with your glowing shoes and your jeans suit, your face full of stickers, and you had your balloons with you. That was fun. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Also, even just weekends, weekends back in the day used to be awesome. Cause like in our home we used to cook a lot of food on Saturdays, yeah. So Sunday is a must to go to church. I was not talking about here. So you go to church on Sunday. When you come back, there's no cooking, it's just warming the food and you eat. And then we had a little Great Wall TV. Those were the king of black and white TVs called Great Wall. And we used to watch wrestling on that. And the only station that used to have connectivity was KBC. Mm. We used to watch wrestling back when Batista, The Undertaker, Kane, John Cena. Even John Cena was a younger man back then, you know? Randy Orton, JBL. Oh my god, JBL with his limo. Oh wow. Kane was being called the big red machine. Back when Undertaker used to come out of a coffin. Wow, those were the damn days, man. You used to watch that. It used to come every Sunday between, was it 3 and 5? Yeah, from 3 p.m. So we come out of church, you eat lunch very quickly, and you congregate where there was a Great Wall. So our home was a congregation spot because we had the Great Wall. And it was not run on electricity, it was all run on solar. So over the years, our solar started to stop holding power. Yeah, it was not holding the charge. So we used to watch by the grace of the sun. So right when Undertaker is about to win, the sun is covered by the clouds, and you go outside and plead with the Lord, please, we just want to finish. It starts cutting people in half. The great role used to cut people in half. I don't know. It was awesome. There you go back to school and narrate to all your friends how you watched wrestling, how Batista beat whomever, and Triple H, and there were these big groups. What's it called? DMX. Oh, they used to be the shit. Yeah, I don't know. I'm nostalgic these days. Just missing. Maybe I'm missing the days when, things were simpler. Because back then you're a child, what you have to do is just follow instructions. You're told to go clean yourself up, you go clean yourself. Go to school and learn, you go to school and learn. But now you're an adult. You have to make those decisions and stick to your decisions, you know what I mean? But yeah. Life was fun back in the day, It was fun. I don't know if our kids will have as much fun as we did growing up, I hope they do, because it's a big part of your personality, your childhood. I hope they do have a lot of fun. It was nice. Yeah. Let's go back to music. There's something I've been observing lately, especially the gospel artists in the Murima region. Jesus, they are overdoing this stuff, man. Like they are overproducing music. You When you listen to music that's a bit older, yeah, you used to hear the artist's real voice, the vocals of the real artist, so you can connect to them and you know exactly who they are. Even if your eyes are closed and that song comes on, when even a new song comes on and you hear the vocals, you know exactly who that is. But nowadays, oh my god, you can't differentiate one artist from the other. They are overproducing and making everyone sound the same. I don't know if it's because of everyone wants to be a singer, or is the production houses doing that, or my question is, are the artists even involved in the production process? Because if I was an artist, I would want for my audience to connect with me first of all through my voice. Yeah, like nowadays when you hear Shiroa GP singing, you know it's high. It doesn't matter if it's a new song or old song, you know her vocals. You connect to her through that. But nowadays, the upcoming musicians, they don't have that originality. They want to sound generic. That's the word. They sound generic. They sound the same. And no one is being, they are overproducing, man. I hope they just go back to just be real, man. If you have a message, your audience will listen to you, man. It's annoying to want to listen to music, but just the vocals are just killing you, man. Just be real. Especially our gospel artists in the Morema region, they are doing way too much. See, Shengia Matatu, and they have put on like Kameme on Sunday. Oh my god, they all sound the same. Like the men sound the same, and the women, they have their own voice, but it sounds the same. You can't differentiate one from the other. Just annoying. Please, alright, it's just be real, man. Use your own voice. We're gonna love you for it. And music is so wild. There's anything that has to do with creativity, there's no limits to where it can go. When you think like rapping is done, you have this guy called Ren. If you have time, just go check him out. He raps in such a different way that just captivates you and speaks to you. And music is not even about the ears. It's not you don't listen with your ears when it comes to music. You listen with your soul, man. As well, even I listen to songs I don't even understand the language. Like my favorite band is German. They are called Anam what? Annenmay Kanterheit AMK. I first came across them. They did this cover of Tony's Diner. Just amazing. Their main guy, the vocalist, he's he's something else. What they do is they stay with her, they are authentic. Yeah, you can trust them. Yeah, so I listen to even their German songs. They just speak to you, mama. You enjoy them. Nowadays, our people are not doing that. Our musicians are just trying to be generic, trying to copy what other people have done to be successful in the industry. So, be original. Yeah, we're gonna love you for that. Speak to us. Speak to our souls, brother. Speak to our souls. We gonna listen to you, man. We gonna listen. Yeah. Music is so important, especially not even just music. Our creatives, they are so important to our way of life. Like how you always hear, like people are discovering every day there were signs of civilizations that they were lost or something. And in my mind, the the only way to carry our legacies forward is through words, and our creatives do that. They write our songs, they write our books, they write poems, they write everything. So you need to find your own voice in that whole thing, and you'll find your people. However weird you are, man, you'll find your people. Mm. See, like the way nerds congregate together and start talking about Pokemon cards and what's this other thing called, the Japanese anime. Yeah, that's their own thing. You have the other strong dudes, they congregate and talk about lifting weights. The other people, they congregate and start talking about food. Whatever it is, you gonna find your people. So be authentic. Don't just be a generalized nigga. Nah, man, be real. Just be you, and you're gonna be fine. You know. Look at me giving people advice. Oh wow, wow, Kev. Okay, that's it. It's just my thoughts anyway. You don't gotta listen to me. So on what am I even talking about? I think I'm done for today. Yeah, but yeah, if you have the time, go and listen to my favorite band. They're called Anime Canterites. I think it's called. Just search AMK Tony's Diner, and then you'll find the rest of the stuff. Yeah. Also, like live music. Live music is so much fun. Just watching people who have taken the time to master instruments. I'm not making electronic music. I'm not shitting on electronic music, but I'm just saying, it ain't that all that. But like real instruments. Where I knew I was getting older when I started to enjoy rumba, because those guys, they had talent and you had to make your own tune. You know, it's cool. It's cool. So enjoy live music. Haven't gone to a concert yet. I'm looking forward to going to one. Just so I can feel. Getting lost in the crowd is, oh my god, that was a bad one. Getting lost in the crowd. I mean, Jesus. Just rolling the R's and L's. Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm gonna see you on the next one. Yeah. Thank you for listening, and Ooh, also an update in the UFC. I haven't watched the matches, but I heard, I I read an article where the current champ is it light heavyweight or lightweight? Ilya Topuria. Oh my god, I heard he got fucked up by Gaethje. That was. Can you imagine where you will get, you're the champion and you get so fucked up, yeah, that it's your corner that throws in the title. They cannot watch anymore, you know? Oh my god. It's just now knowing the result, I don't know if I'm gonna watch it because it's just heartbreaking. He was one of my favorite champions. He still is anyway. I like a wholesome champion, a champion who is winning in the ring, winning in life, he has a balance of his shit. Not just like someone like John Jones. He's a great champion in the ring, but outside the ring, not so much. He cannot be a role model. No, man. But someone like this, the king of boxing right now, what's his name? Alexander Usyk. That guy, he's a role model because he has found a way to strike the balance. He's fierce in the ring, and outside the ring, he has a balance. He has a life. So I like that balance for my champions. Yeah, yeah. So thank you for listening again. I know I've been signing off a few times, but now this is the final sign off. Live from New York. See you next time, my people, and have a good week. Au revoir.